right, ready for our next guest?
Let's do it.
We're going to learn some stuff now.
Mr.
Dick Wilson.
Good morning.
Well,
I didn't know you were
Dick.
going to be here. How are you?
Good.
If I'd known that, I would have come earlier.
What's up, Reg? Well, first of all, we want to say congratulations on the dedication of the Maidosfield left field corner.
The pole.
In your name, the pole.
The pole.
For being, well, this is for obviously all your years of service and dedication to youth sports, et cetera, et cetera. And I didn't know that you were actually the first Little League pitcher to throw pitches.
Can you tell us about that? Because I didn't know that either.
Well, it was so long ago, I can hardly remember. Actually, what was it? 63 years ago, I think it was.
Wow.
I was 13 years old. The Little League had just started in Gloucester. Prior to, nobody had any interest in the Little League kids. And I literally did throw the first pitch at Maidosfield.
Huh.
Where that pole was home plate.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
so it was like switched around.
It was switched around. And there used to be a brook that goes down through there. And if you look in March and April, there is a brook that goes down through there. The Conservation Commission, fortunately, doesn't know anything about it, so we can do whatever we
They might know now.
They do.
They know now, Dick.
It's a little late, but that's all right.
So one thing I want to talk about right off the bat is all the work you've done for the Magnolia Pier fundraising committee.
Yes.
And maybe you can just give us an update on what's going on with that.
Well, as of last night, the City Council agreed to fund another funding to pay for the increased cost of the pier. The pier itself, the bid that went out, the low bid was not appropriate. So it was the next low bid, and we had to get more money allocated, which we did last night.
Did you order this truck to come exactly as you
Yes, why not? Sure. And he's going to be there because he's gone to Dunkin' Donuts to get a coffee.
That's better.
Which is all right.
Well, let's hope that the truck moves. There's a waste truck making its way through town. It just happens to be
Well, yeah,
right now.
today's trash day, trash and recycling in Magnolia. Ward 5 today.
Well,
Right.
no problem. We'll. Oh boy, here he goes again. We'll persevere.
So, Dick, can you tell us what all the work that led up to raising this money to begin with for the pier? Now, the pier got wiped out a couple of years ago.
got wiped out in a
rough
bad
shape.
storm.
Yes. Well, and it was on the last legs anyway when the storm showed up,
Yeah.
and it totally got messed up, and it certainly should not have been used and isn't being used. Then we had a great fundraiser down at the Manchester Bath and Tennis. We raised a significant, almost $100,000 that night.
Right.
Oh, it's
Big night.
amazing.
Yeah, we've had some individual contributors kick in. So just for the record, we have about $150,000 in our neighborhood till, if you will, towards the pier.
In
We-
addition to the money that the city is going to be kicking in, or is that?
We'll offset. We promised that we would raise some money, and if the city bonded the entire amount, we would raise additional funds to take that bond down less than what is needed. And we're going to live up to that. In fact, I think on the 27th of July, is it July?
Yeah.
We're going to have a fundraiser down here at the landing,
Right.
which the Lions Club used to have, which was a whole lot of fun, and it was
the
on
old
Saturday all day, and
Yeah.
auctions and whatever else. And we're going to have that, and that'll be a lot of fun. And we'll raise a lot of money doing that.
How much are you going for? Do you have
At least a
goal
quarter.
amount?
At least $250,000. And now with that new number, there goes our friend. He's had his coffee and
Later.
he's leaving. He's a very nice man. In any event,
That was your mom who did that.
Yeah, I believe it.
she just came back from there too. Good for her.
Yeah.
Anyway, we promised that we would raise at least $250,000, and I think we will. And
Well, if you're involved, you certainly.
well, no.
You've been involved in so many fundraising efforts over the years. I mean, significant ones too, Newellfield and so many others. How do you do it?
I just know the right people. That's all. You get to know the people, and everybody wants to help. It's just they don't know what to do. So I tell people what to do, and it's kind of it works.
Now, how long have you been in Magnolia?
56 years.
Really?
56 years.
So can you explain to people, for those outside of the area who don't understand how much the pier, something as simple as that means to people here?
Well, there are people actually in my age group that's a rite of passage, that you do go down to the pier. You jump off the end, fortunately at high tide, and when you've arrived at being accepted in the community, I have 3 or 4 grandkids who, when they're 2 or 3 years old, jumped off the end of that. Oh yeah, that's very important to the families. And it's been a tradition over the years, and it isn't just here, it's also Manchester, who also are interested in having that pier
Right.
rehabbed.
Because Magnolia Harbor is split in half, right? I mean,
A
part
little-
of it is in Gloucester and the other half is in.
Actually, most
In
of it
Manchester?
most of it is in Manchester. But the docks itself are ours. So we've arrived at a conclusion and a negotiated agreement with Manchester that will split some of the funds that you need in order to moor your boat there. So we've had cooperation everywhere. It's just a matter of being patient, talking to the right people, and doing what you say you're going to do. Yeah.
So is there something else on your plate now in the future, or we're still working this pier thing?
Well, we're on the pier thing, but there is a 400th anniversary coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that's right. Gloucester's 400th anniversary is coming up in
It
a couple of
happens to be
years.
1923 and has something to do with 1623, maybe.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
In any event, the answer is yes, and we're gearing up, and we've got some really good people heading up the group. We've got Bob Gillis from the Cape Ann Savings Bank and
Ruth Pino.
Ruth Pino, who's one of the all-time great icons in the community, and Bruce
Bruce
Tovey,
Tovey.
former mayor, and a doer and a mover and a shaker, and they're doing a good job, and this will be fun.
So what is your role?
I'm advising them at this particular stage with my wife, Sue, to try to tell them how to, not necessarily individuals to approach, but what we need to do for the way of the story, how we need to make sure that the story gets out. And people really, so we have a 400th anniversary, so what? Well, that's the answer. What is it, and how important can it be to what we're trying to do?
Very cool. So now if people want to help out with the Magnolia Pier or with this 400th committee, how can they do that? Do you know any shortcuts there?
I'm sure.
I think there's a website for
There is.
Gloucester 400th,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And we believe this next event for the pier is July 27th.
Yes.
Down at the,
Oh.
it's
At
a
the
community
landing.
event.
At the landing, yeah.
At the landing, okay.
Yeah.
So Dick, you've been a resident of Magnolia for a long time. What are some of your favorite things to do down here, or spots, or what do you love about living in Magnolia besides living so close to Corey? I
Well,
know that's a favorite thing of yours.
what I always have loved doing is sitting at the landing, obviously down by the beach, at the chairs down there. We have benches that have been donated and given for the people that have passed and have helped over the years. Tony Muller, for example, and Billy Rose
Great guy,
and
yeah,
others. And I just like to sit there and watch out over a clear night, clear afternoon, and you see Boston in the distance. And that is so cool to look out, and here you are in your own little, nice little web here, and you look out over 500,000 people in the city of Boston. I really enjoy that. That's more than anything. And just knowing people. I enjoy the people here, and we're just a nice, tight-knit community with a lot of nice people.
It's great.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well,
That's right.
thanks for your time.
Thank you,
Oh,
Dick.
I really appreciate it.
I
So-
got
Good
you
to
back
see
on
you.
TV.
Yeah.
Got you back on TV
I'll
again.
tell you what, I'll tell you my Ted Williams story now, the next time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, save that.
You know I love that story. Bye, Dick.
Thanks, Dick.
Thank you for joining us.